Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ashland Middle School Walker Field as WACA-TV proudly presents the boys varsity soccer Clockers taking on the Medfield Warriors.
Yeah, taking on Medfield tonight, coming off a very close loss right here last night, 1-0. It was a hard-fought game, and the big glaring miss for Ashland tonight is Ty Geary out for his second game in a row after receiving a red card.
Very good for you longtime WACA-TV viewers. That's probably a familiar voice to you. Of course, Chase Abrams joining us tonight on the broadcast. I'm Josh Abrams. We're glad to have you with us. It's a beautiful evening here, a touch of autumn, almost identical conditions to game time last night, so about 72 and sunny. But once the sun sets, expect temperatures to drop into the low to mid-60s. Hopefully we can get a different result from tonight's score versus last night's 1-0 loss to Hopedale.
Yeah, it's been some nice weather today. Yeah,
absolutely.
So a little bit this week.
Just about ready for opening tip here. Hopedale in the white jerseys and shorts. Clockers in their traditional Clocker blue jerseys and shorts, like the touch of patriotism of this year's soccer jerseys with the red and white stripes and the red piping. And we're underway. Still on last night. Medfield controls the draw, but turned quickly over. Here's Max Deaver moving toward midfield, looking for some help, dribbling nicely, and then has the ball stripped away.
Yeah, Matt Silva couldn't get open there, and Medfield took advantage. It's just a tough angle. Deaver was dribbling around the middle of the field, and they couldn't make anything out of it. Medfield now is controlling. They're kicking it back to their side. Only some light pressure here from Patrick Eza. Already trying to make a play for Medfield. Here's Louise. Loses control of it down the sideline. Medfield quickly takes over. Looking for the quick throw in, but no one's open. Good early pressure from Louise, and now he's going down the sideline. Caught quickly by Medfield, though. Looks like Clockers will retain possession.
Yep, Max Deaver looks like he'll be taking the throw in here on the near sideline. He has Mendeas further to his left, but opts instead to go up the middle, and finally onto the foot of Ethan Tintino. Back passing to Carlos Espino.
Switching fields here. Pushing up the far sideline. Keeps it, just barely out of bounds. Well, it's a good push for Ashland down that far sideline, but Medfield will take over going the other way.
Definitely some encouraging signs here early on, Chase. Certainly Medfield not applying nearly the defensive pressure that we saw from Hopedale last night. So getting a little more space, a little more daylight to be able to dribble, ball control, and pass. So we'll see what happens here as Clockers have possession up to Max Deaver, over to Manhañez. Not able to keep it in. He's having a little trouble there with the near sideline tonight, Chase.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of the captain, but I'm sure he's going to bounce back for it. Medfield looks like they may have a man. Oliver Wood keeping pace, though. And that looked like it was out on Medfield, and it was.
A quick throw in there.
He's got Deaver. Looking for somewhere to go with it.
A little tic-tac-toe there with Dintino.
Yep.
Now it's Medfield really moving the ball nicely. Very quick, short passes.
Oh, yeah, great through passes. Good ball movement.
Deaver breaks one up momentarily. Medfield works it back to midfield. Going to try to reset now, push it down the far sideline.
Yeah, we saw Ashland do it before. Now Medfield quickly changing field, but Ashland pressuring, and now it's their ball.
They've got numbers if they hurry.
Yep, Deaver looking for somewhere to go with it. He finds Louise down the near sideline. Looking for a cross.
There it is.
He's got it.
Too hot to handle for Silva. He'll have to reset, back pass. That was Sagad. He had a couple of good opportunities last night, and Deaver boots it over the crossbar and out of bounds.
Yep. Already an early shot from Ashland, though. A very good sign. That was a good offensive possession, and it doesn't really seem like Medfield's gotten nearly as close as Ashland just did there. So
I completely agree, Chase.
Already a good start.
Much earlier offensive opportunity and a good one there for the Clockers. Certainly looking to cash in after getting shut out last night to Hopedale.
Yeah, for sure. And once again, defense played great in that game. It was just that one goal, and that ended up being the difference.
Certainly, and again, David Skorodumov just practically standing on his head in net last night. Nothing he could do on that one he let in because there were plenty of others that could have found the back of the net without his just tremendous effort last night.
Oh, yeah. Luis kicks it right through his legs, but turned over by Medfield. To Medfield, excuse me.
So Joseph McDonald here with the ball for Medfield, but his pass and out of bounds. So another turnover here. The Clockers will inbound in the form of Ethan Dentino.
Yeah, looks like a miscommunication, but a turnover's a turnover, and the Clockers take over.
Medfield breaks out here, moving toward midfield. Heavy pressure from Silva, and a long pass up ahead, but Skorodumov coming way out of his net aggressively, and a great play to take that one away. And ball high in the air and over a Medfield defender. So the ball gets further and further into the Medfield zone, but gathered in there by their goalie.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity created, just by that moon shot, all the way from like the 20 to the opposite 40.
David certainly has the big leg. I mean, he was consistently putting it to midfield and beyond last night.
He's been doing that for, I think, his entire high school career.
And Espino breaks up in a pass attempt there. Nicely played on defense, and again, they're going to just push it back to David. Another boot here toward midfield. Up to Silva. He's got an edge on his man. Still working it down the far sideline. A little contact there, and they're going to call that one against Silva.
Yep. That one could have gone either way. Tough for us to see, but I think they made the right call there. Medfield takes over.
Yeah. So they're going to try and work it down the far sideline here. Pressure put on by Brian Sagat. The Clocker defense just pushes that out of bounds. And Medfield take over here with a throw-in.
Yep. Medfield now trying to create some opportunity. There's the center. The cross, and it is interrupted by Ashland.
So Deaver on the fly, up the near sideline here, cutting toward the middle. Pushing it up ahead to Eza.
Comes Patrick Eza, yep.
And Medfield with it now.
Yep. They've got a through ball. Open shot on net, and it's a save by David. Another shot. David's got this one, too.
It's a nice play. I mean, you always want to see your goalie catch those shots, but sometimes it's just enough to get your hands on it. And he missed. He directed it away from that. He knew exactly what he was doing there, keeping it away from becoming an active rebound for Medfield.
Yep. Silva now closer to the far sideline.
A couple of nice moves there by Silva.
Yeah.
Passing it ahead here to Louise. Left foot centering pass nicely to Sagat. Working his way through, trying to get that left foot on. There's a shot, and high and wide. Another good opportunity for the Clockers. As Sagat again with that big left foot, but needs to tame it a little bit, try and get that shot down a bit.
Yeah, two good opportunities so far for Ashland. Two good shots on goal. Both of them been a little bit too strong, but they got to keep pushing it, and they have been so far. Ooh, a little miscue by Medfield. Ashland should take advantage of this. Medfield had a 1-on-3 there. Couldn't get it, and now it's their ball again.
There's Jan Pasas, center midfielder, calling for the ball. Now he's the man on there on Montañez. Here's a break for the Clockers. Eza trying to move it up ahead, has his pass blocked. It's heading for the far sideline now. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay Clocker ball. I thought that might have gone off Eza, but yeah. Clockers get the call. Here's the throw-in, headed away by Medfield, and headed again.
Yep, Medfield pushing the pace now on the far side. Can't seem to create anything yet as they're kicking back. Switching fields. They've got a man open on the near side.
That's passes. Dribbles away from Deaver. They need to spread out. Just ganging up too much. Too many guys in too little space. I'm not sure what the call was, if they called a handball or not. I thought that just was off a face, but
yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Turnover nonetheless. Medfield a free kick here. Looks like Andrew Stanton, number 11, taking it here for Medfield. Intercepted by the Clockers. And then turned right back over. Sagat putting some pressure on him. Now they've got a it looked like they had a break, but offsides is the call.
Yeah,
Clocker ball here.
He looked like he almost had it, but he jumped through that defensive line a little bit too early.
Premature, yep.
Yeah. It's always a tough play in soccer, no matter what level. Looking for Eza, and it's intercepted by Medfield.
Yeah, those long passes are so low percentage.
I know. Cool to watch, though.
Certainly.
And every once in a while they break big, and
Another
Medfield is
offsides
offsides again. Ashland will take these opportunities when they get them.
Sure. Clock ticks down to just under 31 minutes to go here in the first half. If you're just joining us, it's 0-0. Clockers against the Medfield Warriors.
Just getting started, though. Still plenty of opportunity in this game. We've seen 2 shots apiece from each team. And we're only about 10 minutes in. Another long pass.
Shot on net gets blocked away. Controlled momentarily. That was definitely a handball. That one called on Philippe Mateus.
For a second, it looked like they might not have called it, and he was,
he knew
trying to take advantage of that.
He knew he did it, and then he started looking around, and then the whistle came. Like, it was almost like if he hadn't looked around, he may have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Ball's loose here. An opportunity for Louise down the far sideline. Gets pushed off the ball. Kept in. He's still fighting through it, and then finally Medfield gets a foot on it, knocks it out of bounds for a throw-in. A quick turnaround here. Deaver throws it right in. Kai Costa back in tonight. Tries to get the pass in front of the net, but blocked away.
Dentino heads back to Oliver Wood. Now it's Deaver on the near sideline. Wood's ball yet again. Looking for their short passes, and he just goes right back to the goalie.
Yep. We'll see if Kai Costa's presence makes a difference here tonight, Chase. Again, last night the Clockers were shorthanded. They were down 3 starters last night. Costa, Ty Geary, and MJ Flynn. And unfortunately, they're still down those latter 2. Flynn injured and Ty not available, as we mentioned earlier. The red card, but he will be back for the game Thursday night against, is that Bellingham they're playing on Thursday night?
I believe so, yeah. Interesting choice from the Clockers to have the goalie make that kick, but he's back there in plenty of time, no risk.
That was a blatant foul there. Didn't need to draw that one. Could see that one from all the way back here at the press box. Oh, I guess it wasn't that blatant. It's
interesting.
Went against the Clockers. I thought Medfield had the body on that one, but I stand corrected.
Well, we're homers.
So Medfield with a free kick deep in their own zone. Most of the 2 teams are gathered right around midfield, so we'll get an idea what this guy's range is.
Yeah, I think he's going to be looking for that long pass. And once again, Medfield's just got to wait until after he kicks the ball to maybe jump past that defensive line. Oh, good control, but Medfield has a breakaway now.
Tino trying to get there. David comes out, but not able to get there in time. And the first goal of the game tonight goes to Medfield. So Clockers down 1-0 right at the 28-minute mark. 28 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive breakdown there. One Medfield player broke through with the breakaway, and he took advantage of it. Bottom right corner. Nothing David could do about that.
Yeah, I mean, you tip your hat to the Medfield player. I mean, he played it very well and was able to avoid not cave to the pressure. I mean, it's kind of hard when you've got that goalie barreling down and sliding into you. He was able to get the shot off and put it away from the body and into the corner of the net. So Clockers will start with it here, trying to send Louise down.
Good idea. They just got unlucky that right back is about 6'4".
Mateus puts a head on it here. Good pressure also by Kai Costa. Tintino tracked this one down here on the near sideline and then finally just knocks it out of bounds. So a throw-in attempt here
by
Medfield. Yeah, it was Maxwell Nelson Jr. for Medfield. They push it all the way back now into their own end, try to reset. Tintino with a nice header, but right onto the foot of Nelson.
It's a good steal for the Clockers.
Scott has some really good footwork there. This looks like a miscommunication as that's Keegan Kelly in now.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit behind him, and Medfield took advantage, and now it looks like they're close. They've got 3-on-3 for Medfield. Now it looks like a 4-on-3, but Ashland's coming back to get on defense.
Yeah, Medfield's been doing a nice job on this rush here, finding the open man, but the Clocker's able to clear it out. And now Medfield with the ball once again.
Yep.
So I don't know, it looks like giving up that goal has put the Clockers on their heels just a bit. They seem to be aggressive and being the first to a ball, and now it seems like the momentum has shifted a bit with that goal. So see how this one plays out. Clockers down 1-0 as we tick down under 26 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, Medfield had a nice cross there. Carlos Espino just able to get in front of it and clear it, and yet Medfield still controls the pace deep in Ashland's territory right now.
Okay, ball bouncing around here a bit, but settled now by Medfield. I thought for a second he was going to put a shot on right from there. Clocker's trying to chase this one down. Medfield's getting open down there close to the box.
Yeah,
centering attempt.
Keep creating opportunities.
But that was about all he was going to do with that shot.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little off balance. Though I thought that he might have had a little bit of time to control it, but he went for the first touch and it just sailed wide right.
So scorer Dumov is going to do the honors here.
Lucas. Are you staying till the end of the game?
Okay, here comes the big boot. Sailing past midfield. Again, unlike last night, Medfield is not being able to put a head on that shot the way Hopedale was doing it every single time last night. It just had a real knack for being able to do that, lining up those shots and getting a head on it.
Yeah, a couple real close opportunities off headers for Matt Silva looking for Luis. Medfield just gets in the way of it, and it's an Ashland kick here.
Okay, so this is Mateus taking the free kick for the Clockers.
Yep.
Shot toward the net, open man, off the goalie, and punched in.
There it is.
So the Clockers
Matt Silva
tie
with the
it up.
score? Can't see now.
Yeah, they're all kind of running around. I lost it there, the scrum in front of the net, but that's what you need to do. Put the ball on net, get some bodies in there, play a little ping pong, and voila, goal goes in. So right around the 24-minute mark, 24 minutes to go in the first half, the Clockers have tied it 1-1. Medfield tips off here at midfield. Back pass a little bit. Good hustle by Louise. As Medfield works it down the sideline, turned over here, Louise gets back to it. Nice little leading pass here for Keegan Kelly.
Bit of a different story from last night. Already twice as much scoring as we saw against Hopedale.
Mm-hmm.
Goal for each team. A lot of shots on goal. A lot of opportunities like this one.
Yeah, trying to find Kai Costa, but that pass just too much in the center. I was able to get it all the way. Not enough of a cross, if you will.
Dentino controls it. A little pass back.
So Mateus, Keegan Kelly, Costa wheeling and dealing. Nice leading pass there for Louise. Little contact, not called. Dentino pushes it further down the far side, the near sideline here. Sagat, right at the line, kept in, making his move. Gets past another defender, just leading shot, and headed out of the way by a midfield defender. Great opportunity for the Clockers. Very exciting play.
Sagat was doing his own thing and then made a great cross. That was a phenomenal play.
Okay, Espino knocks down a pass, but controlled here by Medfield, across midfield. But, blocked by Eza.
Now Medfield's going down the far sideline. Ashland has the numbers, though, and Medfield can't do too much right now, so they're passing it around, switching field.
Pass attempt blocked off by Dentino and pushed right ahead to midfield. There's Sagat. He's got 1-on-2. Not quite far enough for Kai Costa, and Medfield able to knock that one down. Again, more good pressure by Dentino defensively. He's going to be the first one to get to it here. Pushing it to Eza. Mateus.
Ashland pushing up the sideline again. They are very close together, and it causes a miscue. Quick turnover. Eza gets in the way of that pass. But Medfield takes over again, going down the far sideline. Looking for the through pass, and they've got it.
Eza takes the ball and then the body.
It looks like that might have gone on Ashland for a second just for the tripping. But as it drew the foul, wait. Okay, yeah, he drew the foul, and it's the Clocker's ball.
Yeah, again, if I didn't know better, I would have called that one on Eza on the Clockers, but it goes the Clockers' way here.
Yeah.
We tick down 21 minutes to go here in the first half, 1-1. Josh Abrams, Chase Abrams with you here tonight on the call. Boys soccer hosting the Medfield Warriors here at Walker Field at the Ashland Middle School.
Nope, the Ashland kick. Let's see if he goes for the distance on this one again. I'm gonna guess that he is. Yep, and there it is. Oh, already creating opportunities too.
That's Sagat. Little ball handling, nice finding Costa there for a moment. He's in traffic.
Wow.
Tries to come out of it and booted out of the harm's way by a Medfield defender. As it controls right over to Espino. Espino trying to get it to Sagat. Again, he's met by 3 defenders. And Medfield able to come away with it and just push it down the far sideline. There's a foot race, but it will trickle out of bounds. So it'll go Ashland way here on the throw-in on the far sideline. So it looks like we're getting our first substitutions of the night. And speaking of subs, Marathon Deli, our longtime sponsor, happy to have them aboard once again. And, of course, recommend all their great variety of specialty wraps, paninis, family pasta dinners, appetizers, and more. They're available for takeout, delivery, and catering, located at 12C Union Street on Route 135 here in Ashland. They're open Monday through Saturday and can be reached at 508-231-1859 or on the web at marathondeli.com. The next stop at Chase, can you let us know what you ordered from the marathon tonight?
Yeah, I don't think that was the first substitution, but it was still a good segue.
It's the first one I noticed. How's that? So that ball eludes pretty much everybody. It's still loose.
Kai fighting for it.
Positioning really well. And kind of a nice setup for the turnover. Throw in here for the Clockers. So Costa again throwing it down toward the corner. It's Andre Costa now with the ball. Back to Luis. Luis dribbling, trying to get to the corner, trying to get a crossing pass over there.
He's got nowhere to go there right now. No pressure from Medfield, though. He's just dribbling around, and now they finally take it.
Okay, Eza can do something from here. Long pass toward the opposite corner, but only one there is a Medfield defender, but a nice foot save there by wow! Brian Sagat with a big goal. I think the only person more surprised than me was the goalie on that play as Sagat finds the back of the net and a surprising 2-1 lead for the Clockers here. About 18 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, you said the goalie was. I think Sagat might have been surprised. I mean, that was mid-spin, and he buried it in the back of the net.
No, I think he knew what he was going to do the second the ball reached him.
That was great.
Just as you mentioned, Chase, a terrific spin move by Sagat. That magical left foot, and what do you know? Second goal of the night for the Clockers.
And only
Sweet
12
sassy Molassie. Nope. So Medfield trying to erase this 1-goal deficit now and playing a little more urgency. There's a collision. Let's see who they're going to call this against because they were both kind of going for the ball. They're going to call it for Medfield. So that one goes against David as we thought maybe he may have gotten away with one earlier.
Playing physical, though.
Similar collision, right.
I like to see it.
Again, it's just interesting to see the reaction on both sides, right? You know, that second goal scored, and all of a sudden, like I really noticed it more with Medfield, just playing with a lot more urgency. Maybe they're forcing it a little bit, but they certainly don't seem to be comfortable being down a goal here as we get about midway to the first half.
Yeah, and part of that has just been the tempo that they've been using all game, you know? I feel like they've been really pushing it, and also Ashland's just got to be ready for them breaking through that line of the defense towards the back there.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've had a little more success than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. Of course, you know, it's dangerous for the offsides as we've seen them get called for twice.
Sure.
But, you know, when it works, it can work very well. You know, as we saw for their first goal of the game.
Of course. So score Dumov here to boot things off for the Clockers. A nice long one here right by midfield. And again, Medfield just doesn't seem to have the height that Hopedale had last night, and not having the same success with heading those long passes away. That was a bad turnover by scorer Dumov. He's got to try and hustle, get back in net, but fortunately lands right on the foot of Ethan Dentino, and he's just going to settle things down, boot it out of bounds, and let the Clockers reset here defensively.
Yeah, they were able to recover from that, but almost a big mistake there.
I think David just got a little too creative there. All he had to do was boot that one away, and instead he kicked it right at the one guy, the first guy who was in front of him.
That happens way more often than people think.
It's like I mean, I think he overthought that entire situation, right? You're like, I'm going to mix things up a little bit, right? Instead of like the long line drive or arcing pass out to midfield,
yeah,
do it a little differently.
Now he sticks to what he's been doing well. Oh, look at the backspin on that one.
Like Kai Costa hit the turf for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I didn't see him
Ghost
get
defender,
hit.
Yeah. There it is. There's the call. The Ashland fans screaming for a hold. The refs did get it.
Nope. I was wondering why he was starting to run a little slower, yeah.
Yeah, because he's having his shirt pulled from behind.
That would explain it.
Right. So I can't, again, it's starting to get to be about dusk here at Walker Field. I'm having a little trouble seeing the numbers from this distance when it's over on the far side of the field. Not sure if this is Sagat this time. He's been getting the majority of these plays, so.
Lefty? Yeah, I'm going to guess that was him.
Okay, puts it one right on net, and their keeper just scoops it right up. But another good opportunity for the Clockers, another shot on net. Espino playing that one aggressively.
Yeah, stepping up is risky, especially because there was a man all alone behind him, but it worked out. He made a nice play with his chest.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of defensive teammates back there as well, but he was certainly the closest one to the ball and to that Medfield player. So Ezra trying to set things up, not able to dribble past that first defender. Medfield with control. A nice left foot by Sagat, but a little too far for Lucas Rivera in for the first time tonight. He's playing up from JV. Again, the Clockers short-handed, missing
Kai and Ty. Or
no,
MJ and Ty. Well, the rhyme sounded too good in my head.
Sure.
Yeah. Still got to say it, so it works.
Yeah, the two curses of the young broadcaster, alliteration and rhyming.
Uh-huh.
Medfield clears this one out toward midfield.
A little bit of an early jump, yeah.
Yeah, Mateus is there to head it out of the way.
Medfield player got up for that one. He just didn't time it right.
Right. So Medfield working their way down the far sideline. As it's just going to wait for this one to roll out of bounds, and it'll be a Clocker correction. That'll be a Medfield throw-in.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. I just, Davis thought I was just going to let it go out of bounds. Or, oh no, they're saying it's a kick.
Oh. I definitely missed that call. So Medfield with it on the far sideline now. Getting some pressure there from Vinny Pinto. Slide tackle, nice play. I believe that was David Eza.
Yeah. That midfield attacker on the far side seems to be favoring his right side, even though he's on the left. So maybe if they can keep forcing him that way.
Okay, both teams making some substitutions here. This looks like freshman Noah Ramsey coming in now.
Yep, first time this game.
His first minutes of the night, yep. And here's a throw in by Medfield. It was a nice leading pass. It was a good idea. It didn't quite work out that way, but it will turn into a corner kick here for Medfield. They're going to try and scramble a little bit, set something up quickly. And then don't.
Well, let's see if this turns into something. Yeah, maybe they were running a play. Well, if they were, I guess we'll never know.
Clocker's going to have to slow down here a little bit to get some numbers. Noah Ramsey was sprinting up the side, but
he was looking for him.
Time. An opportunity for Medfield, trying to get past Eza. And that man puts on a burst of speed, but the crossing pass knocked out of the way by Carlos Espino. A nice defensive play by Carlos.
Yep. That same Medfield players had a couple of breakaways this game. He has their only goal, and he's definitely been creating some offense. I don't think he's come out yet.
Okay, so it looks like another corner kick attempt here for Medfield. That's Jack Boylan, right midfielder, a senior on the team. He'll start things off here on the corner kick. Puts a shot on net, hits a couple of feet along the way, and then knocked back and out of bounds. Boylan closest to it. I'm going to call it Medfield's way. This will just be a throw-in, not a corner.
Yep.
Long throw-in. That's a nice throw-in there by Boylan. Clocker defense. Go ahead.
Medfield once again struggling to get a head on the ball. They keep going up for it, but I haven't seen a successful one tonight.
Good point. So Medfield with an opportunity here, trying to work things out here on the near side of the field. Andre Costa intercepts that one. Make that Kai Costa, excuse me. I'm still getting those two mixed up. I've got to get their numbers down.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's what that Medfield defender wanted to do there. It's a good opportunity here for the Clockers to throw in on the Medfield side of the field. Getting a quick substitution here as Keegan Kelly and
Louise
David Ezza step off.
Yep, Louise comes in for the first time since he started, and they look for him right away.
Sure, fresh legs. Might have been a handball in there, but not called, and it'll stay Clocker way. Dentino throwing in this time. Back throw here to Oliver Wood, and he'll probably just pass it back to David. In fact, he does. So we're down under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Clockers up 2-1. Good to see them with a lead after falling to Hopedale last night, 1-0. Dentino working his way up the near sideline. Noah Ramsey gets a foot on it. They're playing a little triangle now. Dentino will try again. Back down the near sideline.
It's Lucas Rivera.
Had
the center, yeah.
They had Andre Costa heading for the net, just not able to connect with him. But again, these are just such better opportunities than they were getting last night against Hopedale.
Luis dribbling around. Oh, and there's the call.
That was actually Sagat, but oh no, I'm sorry, you're right. You were right. That was Luis.
Huh. He dribbled around 3 midfield defenders, and all they could do was trip him, and he got the call.
Yeah, I mean, he just has wonderful footwork.
It's incredible, yeah. It's fun to watch.
Of course, Luis celebrated his 18th birthday last Monday.
With a goal.
With a goal and the first win of the season for the Clockers.
It's a great birthday present, if you ask me.
So, Medfield setting up their wall. Sagat was able to bend one around a wall last night against Hopedale. Just missed the net. It was a great shot. The bend was terrific, but he just couldn't find the back of the net. Here's Louise. Gets it past the wall, but goes right into the chest of the keeper for Medfield. Now Medfield quickly ahead here at midfield.
Yeah, pushing in transition.
Trying to stay onside. But the Clockers come away with it.
Looking for the through pass. And once again, Medfield just going for the big play right away.
That looked close to a handball almost on Joseph McDonald of Medfield. Noah Ramsey first one of the ball here. Back pass a little slow.
They're trying to push it to the outside. Ramsey's got some time and space.
And some speed.
Start pushing it, yeah. Nice job.
Sagat. Pushing it to the far sideline now. Is that Pinto? Yep. Put some air on it.
Cross
Somehow
right back to Ramsey.
Couldn't get a foot on it before he was met by a defender. Great battle between those two, but Medfield comes away with it. Oliver Wood be the first one to get to it, tracking it all the way down and then pushing it back to his own goalie.
Yeah, plenty of time. Right to Espino in the middle of the field. He's got to battle a Medfield player, and he gets away.
But again, Espino and all these Clocker players getting much more space from the defenders than they were seeing last night. So a little more room to operate, and you can see, again, the difference on the scoreboard. Clockers up 2-1, under 7 to go here in the first half. Want to take a moment, give a shout out to Ashland's athletic director, Stephen Marks, among our viewing audience here tonight on WACA-TV. And whether you're a parent, an athletic director, or just a fan of the program, we're glad to have you with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, WACATV.com. Glad to have your audience.
Yeah, of course. We've seen two very different play styles tonight. Ashland taking a more concentrated, slow, the short passes.
Methodical, would you say?
Yeah, of course. And then Medfield is just going for that home run kind of play, down the field. They've definitely mixed in some short passes, some, give and goes, stuff like that. I think Ashland's done it more, and Medfield, just keeps going, like booting it down the field.
It's starting to feel like Medfield might be tightening up that defense just a bit now, as Oliver Wood just boots that one out of bounds, try and reset here defensively for the Clockers. There's a long throw in by Medfield. It's going in on it. He had a man, couldn't get a foot on it at a good angle, and that one's going to sail off the side of the net and out of bounds. So, yeah, I'd call that was a good opportunity for Medfield, but, it wound up being a low. Once the man finally got his foot on the ball, it turned into a low percentage opportunity.
Yeah, I'm making it a rule that I'm going to call it a good opportunity anytime he gets within 5 feet of the net. And
You're setting a low bar. So there's an unforced error, and ball sails out of bounds. Medfield will have the throw in. This is Jan Pasas throwing in here for Medfield. Getting close to about 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Clockers up 2-1. Oliver Wood gets ahead on it.
There's Costa. just fighting for the ball right now, and Ashland's, near sideline.
Absolutely. And again, just such a different game from last year when COVID regulations forbid headers and corner kicks last year.
I was wondering why it looked so weird. It's because we didn't see it all of last year, and
Exactly.
we've seen it,
Right.
It looks like they're just like overcompensating
They're making
at
up
this
for
point.
lost time. Right. You couldn't do any headers last year. Got to get in last year's plus this year.
Exactly.
Get the quota.
I was going to say, they're certainly hitting the quota.
Medfield breaks up that throw in, and they have control of it, at least momentarily. Getting a little physical there in the middle of the field. The Clockers come away with it. Is this Espino?
Yep, he's got some space. Looks down the far sideline. Is that Matt Silva?
Trying to get it to Silva, but he was out raced to the ball. This one goes out of bounds. It'll be Clocker ball here on the throw-in.
Silva was flying to that, but he just got beat there by the last Medfield defender on that side. Good cross, good way to switch fields, and it's Noah Ramsey, and Medfield player comes from behind. It looks like, low communication there.
Well, it was good communication in the beginning, as Dentino and Ramsey definitely communicated. Dentino telling Ramsey to take it. It's just from there, Ramsey never saw that second defender come up his back. So
it looks like that Medfield player just lowered his shoulder. He was going for the truck.
So this one goes out of bounds off of Ramsey, and Medfield's going to throw in very quickly here as we tick down to about 3.5 to go now in the first half. Long throw in headed by Dentino. Medfield has it. They've got a man breaking. He's going to have a shot on net if he plays it right, if he times it, but that ball just sails harmlessly well wide short side.
And once again, it's that, it's Medfield just breaking right past that line. Ashland's trying to keep him off sides, and they're timing it perfectly, just barely avoiding the offsides, and it's been working out for him recently.
Okay. Once again, here with about 3 minutes to go, I want to give a quick thank you again to our sponsor, Marathon Deli. And Chase, what was it you ordered tonight?
I got the, you're putting me on the spot now.
The Smokehouse.
The Smokehouse, yeah, of course.
I got to keep track of what you're eating and what I'm eating. I went Thai chicken for the first time for a game this season.
That was your first? I feel like that's the
first time I've had it for a game. That's my go-to.
Okay.
That's my go-to wrap. But I
try to avoid this
sometimes. Well, I try to avoid the spicy stuff on game day. It kind of affects the pipes, but
yeah. Well, you wanted to get in the energy for this game.
Well, we had the delayed start, so I thought I'd have enough time to get that digested. And again, the Medfield bus showed up a little late, so JV started late. That led to varsity starting late. And speaking of late, Clocker's a little late getting to that ball to keep it from going out of bounds.
Another good connection there.
So Medfield happy to just boot this one out toward midfield. Espino gets ahead on it. Over to Costa, but Costa can't control it. Good battle here for the ball, and he came away with it momentarily before he gets tripped up and draws the whistle as the clock hits 2 minutes to go. So for us, scoreboard is now frozen to 2 minutes. Time is kept on the field. We'll do our best to guesstimate how much time is left, plus any bonus time the refs have added on here. So 2-1 Clockers with the ball by midfield. Here's Deaver pushing it way in toward the net, headed away by Medfield. This, I believe, is Silva.
Yep, he's got a play going backwards now.
Never quite got that one under control. Oliver Wood pinching in and pushes it further, but is responded in kind. Sails out of bounds. Oliver Wood going to throw in now. Working it down the near sideline. Both teams just fighting to get control of the ball. Medfield has it, and they had two guys, now one. Skorodumov just got to that one in time, booted it well out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. You could tell he didn't care where that ball was going. He just wanted it away as he kicks it, 20 yards out of bounds.
Sure. Somehow that went off a Medfield player after he kicked it.
Okay.
So a good throw-in opportunity here for the Clockers, but Medfield thwarts it. Kai Costa couldn't quite get a head on it. And ball's loose here at midfield as both teams are, again, trying to get a handle on it.
I'm going to watch that replay later. I want to see where it might have gone off a Medfield play. Not going to complain, though. I mean,
David was just trying to get it out of harm's way, and it just got the benefit that it deflected. It got a piece of the Medfield shooter, for lack of a better term.
Oh. This is a good play. Medfield might have drawn it a little bit. Noah Ramsey gets called for the foul there.
Well, I can tell you that all those years of watching his father, Jeremy, coach both Noah and you, that was not something that Jeremy's ever taught his players.
Well, yeah.
But I know Noah's played a lot of travel soccer. I know he's at a tournament down in Orlando over the summer. So it looks like he's picked up a couple tricks along the way since the last time I saw him playing town soccer back in the day. Here's a free shot on net.
Oh.
David comes way out. Great, read it all the way. Safely catches it with both hands and boots it all the way down.
Really well diagrammed play by Medfield. That ball was just floating for their players, and David just barely stepped up in time to get to it.
Watching Silva streaming up the center of the field and making sure he stayed on side.
Yeah.
And this time again, it just emphatically booted out of bounds. It's going to be Clocker ball here late in the first half. Throw-in goes backwards over to Oliver Wood now. Some good pressure here defensively.
Yeah, when you've got as much speed as Silva does, it's hard.
You got to go to the ball.
So
there.
hard to stay off on sides.
That last pass over to Ethan Telly. Ethan kind of waited for it.
Ashland a little too early and trying to create an opportunity there, and they're going to kick it again.
Time is short, trying to catch him sleeping.
Yep. It's going to be Oliver Wood's kick here.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it looks like David is going to take. The goalie is going to be taking the kick from
he's
his
got the
own
strongest
42.
leg on the team.
Yeah.
See if they can set up.
Get it in the box here.
Right in front of the net.
And there it is.
It's a little off target as it's bending to the right. But right onto the foot of Louise, and a whistle as that one's going to go against the Clockers. Not sure what the call is there, Chase. Did you see anything?
No, I was like anticipating Louise taking a shot right there. I didn't see any play before it.
Okay, well, Medfield with a kind of a last gasp here attempt late here in the first half, trying to set something up. They've got a man.
I think he's offsides there too.
Okay, David's going to let that dribble a little bit further, a little deeper, take his time with it, try and drain the rest of this clock. Now he's going to get some pressure, pick it up, forced his hand, or foot, as the case may be.
Yeah. No, I think that would be forced his hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Silva gets control of it, but they're going to call a handball on him, I guess.
Ooh.
Free kick here for Medfield. Trying to send his man down. And there's the whistle to end the first half. So a terrific first half for the Clockers. Certainly much more encouraging than what we saw last night against Hopedale as the Clockers head into halftime with a 2-1 lead. Before we send it off to commercial, Chase, any last thoughts, any observations here? What should we look for in the second half?
They gotta keep Medfield from getting breakaways as easily as they have in this first half. Only one of them's broken big for him so far, but a lot of opportunities deep in their own zone. That's my big thing for them to work on in the second half.
Okay, so looking for the Clockers to tighten things up defensively, not allow more breakaways in the second half. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay. Well, for Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching first half action. Clockers, Warriors. Clockers up 2-1. We'll see you back here for second half action at Walker Field. You're watching boys soccer on WACA-TV. And welcome back to second half action here on WACA-TV. I'm Josh Abrams, joined by Chase Abrams for Ashland Boys Soccer, hosting the Medfield Warriors. In case you missed first half action, good news for the Clockers, a 2-1 lead. A lot of encouraging play, both offensively and defensively, Chase.
Yeah, it's been some more offense than we've seen so far this week, which has definitely been an encouraging sign.
Certainly.
Yeah, and defensively, there's still a few things to work on. Of course, offensively too, but I think defense has got to be the big focus in this half, as they've got to keep Medfield from getting those breakaways.
So as we're waiting to tip off here in the second half, it looks like it'll be Lucas Demora tipping off here for the Clockers with Patrick Eza on the wing. One of the captains, Luis Manhañez, is also playing upfield, along with Kai Costa, who was definitely missed last night in that 1-0 loss to Hopedale. Clockers still a little bit short-handed. They don't have MJ Flynn. They don't have Ty Geary tonight. Ty will be back tomorrow night. Or sorry, I keep saying that, Thursday night against Bellingham. Second half action underway now. Clockers going from left to right on your screen in their traditional Clocker blue uniforms. Medfield opposing them, all white with light blue letters and numbers.
Yeah, Max Deaver we saw start the game, him and Patrick Eza, and then they came out shortly, and I just don't feel like neither of them actually came back in. Big surprise, both starters, both had pretty good minutes while they were in, but we just
I saw Max play more minutes there in the first half. He had just changed positions. He had changed sides of the field. In fact, he was. Okay. I saw him more on the far side, but yeah, he was definitely playing a different position. He did a little bit of that last night. Didn't do it a week ago, last Monday in the win. So it was what was throwing me off last night and a little bit here tonight. So we'll see as this unwinds where he plays throughout the evening. So really great pressure, great effort here by Patrick Eza, trying to push things up the near sideline. Good hustle.
Yeah. But
goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for Medfield.
It's another guy with a lot of speed on this Ashland team. Patrick and David actually ran track and have been running track for the high school since, I believe, freshman year.
Okay, Clockers pushing one down toward the far side of the field. Second attempt will drive it even deeper. That one's going to get headed right onto the foot of a Clocker player. Again, as we move further and further into dusk and into evening, it's going to be harder and harder to see those numbers on the far side of the field. We'll do the best we can for you.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly easy to start the game. But yeah, I mean the white letters with red borders on blue. I like the color scheme for sure, but when I'm about 100 yards away.
Yeah. No, I mean the jerseys look great, but they were not made with thought for television.
Yeah. Which, I guess is understandable when it's high school.
Here's a corner kick attempt, knocked aside, and Clockers have a little bit of daylight here to play around with it. But again, an unforced error. He picked his head up, and the ball went right through his legs and out of bounds. So Medfield quickly trying to turn this into something, but turn right back over to the Clockers. And again, they're going to force it down the far sideline, booted out of the harm's way by Medfield. And now we've got a foot race down the far side, trying to cut toward the middle. Max Deaver's the last man down. He's able to force a pass.
Well, tried to make one extra pass there, and it just goes right through the Ashland defense, and it's Clocker ball.
Yeah, Deaver played that well. I mean, again, Clockers got kind of caught back there defensively, but Deaver showing some good speed, able to break that one up, and that shot, pass, whatever you want to call it, winds up trickling far side wide over the goal line. So David will be doing the honors here. Another long boot, I expect, as he clears midfield. And this time, Medfield is able to put a head on it and control.
I don't think we've seen them do both of those tonight. I don't think we've seen either team really do that much tonight.
Oh, that was a tough call against Mateus.
I didn't see too much contact there,
Again, I mean, I feel like they were both going for the ball. I didn't feel like if anything tripped that Medfield player was the ball, not Mateus.
Well, it's going to be Medfield's kick from the 30 in Ashland side of the field. Probably going to go for a cross here, and they do. Goes for the header, and David comes up with it. See if he tries to push quickly, and he does. Long punt. Medfield can't control it, and they're going the wrong way now. Ashland down the far sideline.
Still a little short-handed, though, 2-on-3.
Still Ashland's ball, though. And now they are deep in Medfield's territory.
And they'll have the throw in.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to really push in transition.
Okay, Medfield winds up winning that battle, able to push it out deeper away from their net. And look like they're going to come out with it. Getting it toward midfield. There's a long leading pass, but too far, and David just punts it right back down. He's going to probably be exchanging it with the other goalie.
So 1-on-3. Ezra's got a shot.
They're going to call that one. So Patrick Eza taking the body again with the keeper. And hockey, he's that far out of the net. Goalie's fair game, but in soccer, they call it a little differently.
Yeah. And I think Eza has the height advantage, but the one disadvantage he had against the goalie is that the hands. He can't use his hands there.
So here's a boot by Medfield well over midfield, headed away by the Clockers. They're trying to get control of it. Medfield takes control, hands it right back. There's a trip and the whistle.
The way that whistle was delayed, I was worried that it might have been called on Ashland, because it definitely wasn't called right after the trip. They waited a couple seconds. But it's going to be Ashland's ball, already on Medfield's side.
I can't quite read who this is taking the shot. I thought it might be Silva. The long shot in, called a pass, but it's, again, broken up by Medfield.
Beautifully intercepted by Ashland there, and once again, yeah, the numbers, you just can't really tell from here.
Okay. Medfield trying to take advantage of their speed, working it down the far sideline, trying to center it.
Oliver Wood was keeping pace there, but they've got an opportunity here. Centering, and Deaver kicks it away. And he's got Patrick Eza, too. Eza working 1-on-2, and he just can't come away with it.
Pass too far for a Medfield player. Go over the goal line, so Clockers will get a goal kick here. 2-1 Clockers over the Medfield Warriors. If you're just joining us, Josh Abrams, Chase Abrams, working together here on WACA-TV.
Yeah, first time in a while.
Has been a while. But Chase, you were a contributor in last week's inaugural episode of Clocker Talk. How was that?
It was a lot of fun. I like doing that kind of stand-up reporter work. It's one of my favorite things to do in broadcasting.
Sure, well, we'll bring you back. You certainly did a great job with it. Clocker Talk, of course, is the new Ashland High School sports highlights and interview show hosted by Rob Silver and me, Josh Abrams. Be coming at you bi-weekly. So a new episode coming up next week. We're going to be covering all the fall sports, not just football, but boys, girls soccer, cross country, golf, volleyball, and field hockey.
Yep.
I believe there's 7 fall sports this year.
What a difference from last year, huh?
Certainly.
There's so many ways. It's so great to, unmasked soccer. They can head the ball again, as we've seen that they're taking full advantage of that tonight. Yeah.
Okay, there's a good leading pass here. He's going to get a shot off, and a good one.
Oh,
a sliding tackle.
Yeah, Medfield tried to get a little too fancy there. He might have had a shot, but David got there quickly. It's a great play by the goalie.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a high percentage opportunity. David was able to scramble out there, take out the angle, and I don't know if that Medfield player had his head down trying to dribble or what, but I don't think he anticipated the speed at which David approached him.
Yeah, he got out there quickly for sure. It's plays like that, I just can't even control my reactions. I just have, that initial reaction before I remember that I'm on air. Ooh.
The Clocker's able to break that one up. It's going to be a Medfield throw-in from their own end. They're going to throw this one down the far sideline, but that pass goes out of bounds. Clockers will take it right back here, right around midfield. Again, another unforced error here, and hopefully the Clockers can take advantage. By the way, we were talking about Clocker Talk just a moment ago. Of course, we welcome your input, all of you viewing this, whether live or on demand. If you have any feedback on our first episode, if you have any thoughts on topics or people that should be featured on the show in a future episode, be sure to drop us a line. It's clockertalk at WACA-TV.com. Back to the action at hand. Second half action here from Walker Field, Ashland Middle School. Clockers up 2-1 over the Medfield Warriors. And Clockers looking to make something happen here on the far sideline. There's a trip that gets called, so Clockers will get a free kick here. Certainly want to pick up the insurance goal here as we tick down. Still plenty of time left in this one as we've got just over 30 minutes to go here in the second half.
Yeah, only about 10 minutes into the second half. Ashland, we were about 10 minutes in when the first goal was scored in the first half, so golden opportunity here with the kick. Try to get in that goalie's box and create an opportunity off of it.
And this looks like Sagat is going to take the shot, putting it in on net. It's high, and just a little too high off the
He nearly had a field goal,
yeah. Shades of Scott Norwood.
Yeah.
See if you get that reference. Yeah, in fact, if you get that reference, drop us a line, clockertalk@WACATV.com.
I will not be dropping a line because I didn't know what you were saying. Just went along with it because it sounded good.
Sure. Clockers with the ball now on the far sideline. Again, looking to pick up that insurance goal, go up 3-1, but for now it's still a 2-1 game. 1-goal lead for the Clockers. But Medfield with the ball now, thwarted. Really do enjoy that word, thwarted.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say. So here we go. Clockers again trying to break up an offensive opportunity for Medfield, but Warriors are going to control. They've got a man open on the far side, still dribbling with it. Now getting double pressure. Max Deaver is the one who comes away with it, pushes it up to Louise. Let's see what he can do here.
Oh, he's got some space too.
He had it for a moment, but now he's got 4 Medfield players closest to him. He dishes off.
Honestly, 4 Medfield players doesn't even make a difference in my mind. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Oh, a little too far. It was the right idea. He got it over that last defender.
Costa, yeah.
Costa was streaking, but just not enough of a cross there on the pass. Good battle here at midfield. Both players wind up hitting the turf, and let's see which way they're going to call this one. It will go Clocker way. Okay. A free kick right at midfield. Quick foot on it.
There were a lot of opportunities to draw a foul there.
Mm-hmm. So it was Matt Silva streaking there again and just couldn't quite get there in time as the keeper came way out to just catch that one and put a stop to that play. This one will go out of bounds on midfield, and it'll be a quick throw in here by the Clockers.
That was misplayed, and Ashland's just got to get it in. They go down the line, and Medfield intercepts it, but it's still Clocker ball on the far sideline.
Stripped away, and stripped again.
A little back and forth action, yeah.
Okay, Medfield with the ball, looking to set something up here. They've got a man streaking on the far sideline. That was kind of an awkward save by David, but he was there in plenty of time. Ball gets fed up here to Louise. He's looking to make some space, get the ball under control. He's heading toward the middle of the field. It's a nice long pass, just a little out of the reach of Costa.
Right after David made that save, I realized that I'd been holding my breath.
Got a questionable whistle here. Both sides seem to be questioning that whistle.
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, no, it's gonna. Yeah, I mean there was some contact there at midfield, and going to give this one to Medfield. They're going to take over right here at midfield.
Okay. Oh yeah, right there in the middle of that big Ashland A.
So we got a battle of one-win teams here tonight, Chase.
And there's the play again. Ashland just gets in front of it. And yet Medfield still has an opportunity there.
Nice save by David. That would actually turn into a really good opportunity for Medfield, but they're unable to cash in. Still 2-1. David making a nice save. Either it was some combination of David and the crossbar there.
Yeah, I understand the want to try to force Medfield offsides, but if it's working, if that play is working this often for him, maybe leave a couple defenders like a little farther back because he was wide open again there for a little bit.
There's still just so much time left in this game that you don't want to go into like a prevent style defense this early. So, we've learned this time and again in the NFL at least. The only thing a prevent defense does is prevent you from winning the game.
That's true.
But again,
not a big enough lead yet.
There's the offsides call. So I started to mention before that big opportunity for Medfield, a battle of one-win teams as Medfield came in tonight at 1-3-1. Clockers at 1-3 themselves. Excuse me, make that 1-4 after last night's 1-0 loss to Hopedale. So winner tonight picks up their second win of the season, doubling a win total. And again, Clockers in the middle of a very busy week. I mean, at least all their games are at home, but they had Monday night at Hopedale. They're here tonight against Medfield. And then another game here Thursday night.
Bellingham, yeah.
5:45 against Bellingham. Another one-win team, by the way, Bellingham at 1-5.
Well, I mean, at least it's not the toughest schedule. I mean, 2 one-win teams to close out the week of soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it's also been, actually, Hopedale had one win coming in last night as well. It's been a lot of one-win teams. But it's also been non-league so far. Little razzle-dazzle by Luis. He's middle of the field, gets that left foot out. But again, another shot goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, pretty play, but couldn't finish it.
I don't think I've seen a team miss high this many times in one game.
They got some strong legs. I mean, yeah.
Well, under 25 minutes to go now in the second half. Clockers up 2-1 over the Medfield Warriors. Long boot on the far side. Clockers able to break that up. Still a good battle here, one-on-one battle, pushed backwards, and then out of bounds. MJ Flynn on the crutches over there. Got to be a little careful with where he's standing.
Yeah.
Clocker's able to push this toward the net, but defender just boots it right out of harm's way. And now Medfield coming out with it. They've got a man running, head-to-head. Now they can push it further down the far side, but it's only the Clockers there to stop it. With a Medfield player in between, they couldn't opt to go to David. This could be a bad turnover here. Let's see if he's going to get the shot off. One too many passes. Oh, David bounces off the turf and takes a shot from a Medfield player, but holds on to the ball, and another big save. I'll tell you, having a good goalie back there, a strong goalie, makes up for a lot of errors and a lot of mistakes elsewhere in your game.
Yeah, he's putting his body on the line. I mean, he's going all out.
Clocker's a little discombobulated here at the moment. Let's see if they can kind of, get things settled down and play their game. Here's Luis, and he's a guy who can do that. Doesn't get a tripping call there as he lands on his bum.
Gets right back up, though. He keeps bouncing like...
Ball, thought it was kept in, but no, it is out of bounds off Medfield. So
that was very close. Good eye.
Max Deaver's going to take the throw in, waving David Silva off here. Matt Silva. I must have been thinking of David Silver from the old 90210 show.
Matt Silva. You say so. I'll take your word for it.
Some of these references are for the audience, Chase. They're not all for you. We got to go with like an 80s, 90s
I feel like I should understand
pop culture
some of
reference.
This stuff.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, once we get through the Royal Pains, we're in Season 7 now. Once we get through that, maybe we'll turn our attention to the soapy 90210 or perhaps Melrose Place.
We've got like 3 other shows planned. And we've got TV times booked for the next 3 years.
So much TV, so little time.
Yeah.
Come on, Green. Let's go.
A little confusion out here on the field is what we're going to be setting up for here. It looks like it's going to wind up being a corner. Can't quite make out who the player is going to take it for the Clockers.
I think that's Luis.
He's jogging over now with one of his teammates. Puts it down for the teammate.
Medfield was anticipating the quick play and has a guy right there, but Luis gets around him fairly easily.
Couldn't get past the second guy.
Yep. Now Medfield's pushing in transition again. David Eza quickly to Matt Silva, but it's off to
Silva was not anticipating that from Eza.
Yeah. It's a tough angle, too.
Absolutely. Mateus gives a little shove, gets away with it. Okay, it's getting a little more chippy here in the second half as both teams starting to feel the time drawing near. Clockers up 2-1. About 21 and a half to go here in the game, and they're going to draw that penalty. Bodies are starting to fly all over the place now, Chase. Tell me what you're thinking.
I mean, I saw him hit the ground. I didn't see him get touched. I'm just going to say that.
Sure.
That passed a little off target. Didn't lead him to the goal as much as he probably would have liked to. But Medfield still has the ball. But
Ill-advised?
Ill-advised pass, and Ashland almost took advantage there.
Here's an opportunity for Medfield on the far side. He's had the angle for a moment, pulls back, cross is blocked. Another passing attempt blocked aside, but Medfield regroups and turned right back over. Clocker's just trying to get this one out of their end of the field, and they do. It dribbles just over midfield, giving a chance to catch a breather a little bit. Ball goes out of bounds here off of the Clockers, so a throw-in for Medfield. Looks like the Clockers are ready for a couple substitutions the next time we get a full stoppage. There's another bit of a shove there off of a national player getting shoved. Pass gets pushed all the way back to David, who boots it well into Medfield territory here. Ball still flying around bodies, heads. Ball's finally under control.
Game.
Yeah, under control now by the Clockers for the moment. Trying to work it down into the corner, but ridden off the ball. Medfield with it, but they turn it right back over. Clockers trying to push it in. So both teams really just kind of giving and going back and forth.
Medfield's pass probably would have resulted in a penalty there. It looks like they had 2 men offsides.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing.
This one, though, not offsides. He broke for it at the right time, but David's got the ball.
Nice foot by Deaver to break that up and direct it back to David. So David's going to give it right back to Deaver here on the near sideline.
Time and space. A couple open players.
Costa. Make that Sagat, excuse me. Sagat back to Deaver. He's got time and space, as you mentioned.
No one pressuring
somebody.
him, yeah.
Silva's trying to get down there, but easy play here for the goalie. The only thing you can hope for there is that he misplays it. It looked for a moment like he took his eye off it. A little bit of a juggle, but he did eventually field it cleanly.
Yeah. Didn't look like he read that well.
Good anticipation by David, but the ball gets pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, keep stalling that midfield offense. Keep that lead, but, maybe go for an insurance goal. It would definitely be helpful.
Okay, ball loose at midfield. Neither team really with it under control just yet. Off a midfield head. Another midfield head. Clocker head. Midfield head.
Oh, my goodness. They are certainly making up for lost time.
Certainly. Yeah. Here's Deaver pushing the ball ahead. He's got Louise streaking toward the corner. Going to try a cross.
Pressured by Medfield. He's got nowhere to go with it right now.
They've got to spread it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Back up top to Keegan Kelly.
Good idea from Kelly, but
broken up.
I thought Deaver was open. Medfield made a nice play there.
The ball's just pinging back and forth right now. Nobody with real sustained control in the last few minutes. Medfield, with it now.
He's
They've got
offsides.
a man. No call.
Wow. I thought he was.
They caught a real break there. The shot goes off of David's head.
Did not think that he was onside.
That's a save. I didn't think he was onside either. The ref was back there. I mean, I don't know if he quite had the angle, but he was close to the play.
There's some very close calls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're down under 18 minutes to go in the second half. Clocker's up 2-1.
He's looking for Luis.
Long cross, broken up, but controlled by Deaver. He could put a shot on, but he pushes deeper. Gets past the last man, trying to cross up front. And just over the head. A shot here on goal. Deflected again.
Wow.
Loose in front.
Two very close opportunities, and Ashland is still controlling the pace as they get the ball right back.
And we're going to get a call here.
That's probably on the Clockers?
I would call that. No, I can see the hand pointing Clocker direction. So I can't quite make out which player's down the field. A little shaken up. Let's get a little bit of a breather here. Penalty definitely against Medfield. So Clocker's going to get a free kick here somewhere around the 20 to 30 yard line, seeing where they spot this one.
Is that Sagat? Let's see which foot he kicks with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sagat. And again, he's got the leg. He can reach the net here. Let's see what he does. Puts it up and high. And again, off the crossbar. By the way, the earlier reference to Scott Norwood actually would have been more appropriate if the ball had sailed wide right. That's what Scott Norwood is best known for in the Super Bowl. Bills kicker had a chance to win it, but his kick sailed wide right. So these off the crossbar are more reminiscent of the famous double doink.
Yeah, I was going to say Cody Parkey. See, if you had said Scott Sterling, I'm sure I would have understood, yeah.
That's some reference more for your age than mine.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, back to the action at hand. Ticking down. It's under 16 to go now in the second half. Clockers up 2-1 over Medfield as the ball goes back and forth. Neither team with true control, as almost out of frustration, Medfield shoves a Clocker player to the ground. It's going to go Clocker away. I'm not sure if this is Sagat again. I mean, always looking for that left foot. It's a little too far for a direct shot on goal, but can certainly put one up high and maybe head it in. Heading toward the net. Broken up with a foot by Medfield.
Opportunity for Keegan Kelly here. Back
Kicking
to Deaver.
Good give and go between Kelly and Deaver.
They
Again,
got to
Kelly
spread out a little bit.
Not used to playing at the varsity level, but you're right. They're crowding again. Noah Ramsey making his way in there, forcing a play. Keegan Kelly has it. Again, a little too bunched up. They're going to spread it out. Deaver backing up now. Going to kick it all the way back to David. Again, now I think you're going to start seeing a little bit of four corners, a little bit of prevent.
Also a little bit more pressure from Medfield, as we're already seeing with about 15 minutes to go in this game.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Espino knew that there was a guy behind him.
Yeah.
And now Deaver in a foot race to the corner.
Not one that he's going to
Played
lose.
it well. Espino's going to kind of screen the player a little bit there, let the ball trickle into David. And David is going to come out as far as he can before booting it away.
Yeah, just kick it as far as he can on this one.
And again, he'll
go.
take his time booting it too.
Oh, yeah.
Nice high kick. It's got to be hard under the lights here at Walker.
Oh, that was a great touch.
Absolutely. But again, the Medfield defense going to just let it play all the way back to their goalie, to their keeper. He'll eventually pick it up once he got a little pressure from a Clocker attacker. So the keepers are trading punts right now.
Yeah, that ball from David took about 15 seconds to get from one side of the field to the other. That's pretty good.
Okay, Clockers with some space here on the far sideline. Man coming on, catching up, and tripping up. Call goes Clocker away. They're going to have a free kick here. Down around the 15 on the football field. Scott's making his way over slowly to the ball. We'll see again. They seem to really like him taking these shots.
Just gotta get it a little lower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not go a little head hunting, right? Just trying to deflect it off a head or.
They've certainly been eager to.
I mean, he's been clearing the goalie, been clearing everything back there. Over the soccer net, over the football goalposts.
Yeah, just float it right in there.
Yeah. There's the shot. Definitely lower, but it was right at eye level for the goalie, for the keeper. He's able to make the play, and he'll boot it away. The ball gets toward midfield, not controlled. And Clockers will let that one go out of bounds and take the throw in. And now we finally do get some substitutions. So I won't make that painful transition, but again, we do want to thank tonight's sponsor, Marathon Deli, providing food and beverage for the crew, technical and broadcast.
I wouldn't say it was a painful transition. I think that I reacted more to it just because I'm your son.
Clockers with control, and again, going to play four corners. Now they're going to push it back to David,
who just kicks it right back.
Okay. Sagat with a header. Medfield tries to control, still kind of bouncing around out there.
No.
Kai Costa, but Medfield comes away with it. They're on the far sideline. Good pressure here by, I believe, Oliver Wood, and he gets taken down hard.
No call, too.
But here's an opportunity for the Clockers. They're racing down the middle of the field. Passes behind Noah Ramsey. You have to slow down to get it. Try to beat two men. Trying to split them. Gets ridden off. Kicked back, but under control here by Espino to Pinto.
Medfield player goes down hard. The refs took a while to call that one. Ashland fans not happy.
Looks like that was Christopher Hoffman hitting the deck for Medfield, getting the penalty.
And we've seen him all over the field recently.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, running from 20 to 20.
So taking the free kick here for Medfield is Andrew Stanton. It's a nice foot on it. Under control by Medfield in Ashland territory now. Clockers are going to track this one down. It does go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Clockers. We're down to about 11 minutes to go in the second half. Clockers clinging to a slim 2-1 lead. Okay. Ashland throws in, go backwards. That one goes over the goal line. That'll turn into a free kick here, goal kick for the Clockers, David. David will take the kick here for the Clockers.
Yep. Once again, just taking his time. He can afford to do it. 10 and a half minutes to go in this game. Once again, kicking it far sideline to about midfield. Medfield player goes down hard there, but it's going to be the Warriors' ball. On that far sideline. Oh, they're saying it's Ashland's ball. Well, Ashland pushing in transition now. I guess the refs kind of had a bit of a miscommunication there. Luis is just making it look effortless right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a midfield player turned around while he was walking. Medfield was preparing for the kick to David there, so Ashland unable to use, I guess, what I'd call their specialty. Oh, and it's Medfield's.
They've got some space, too. Man, late getting on, but slows it down a little bit here. And offside.
And there it is.
Ashland catches a break there. Is ref almost anticipating that.
Yeah,
was in the right spot.
Awaited, yeah.
In the right spot, made the call. David with a big boot, getting it over midfield.
He had the right idea, but Medfield just got back there in time. Very close play, and also almost a head-to-head collision there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a back-and-forth ball on the near the far sideline right now. It looks like it's Medfield's as they're pushing it deeper in Ashland territory. All alone in the middle of the field right now, and he can't control it.
It's a bad turnover.
Unforced error.
Yep.
But he gets it right back.
Yep. Okay, Carlos steps up, makes a nice defensive play. Couldn't quite. Trying to send Noah Ramsey, couldn't quite reach him. And again, the Clocker's getting a little bunched up there. Pinto goes up over, gets the header, but it's Medfield that controls the ball, and they're going to punch it deep into Ashland territory. David will just jog over to pick it up.
Once again, taking his time. No pressure from Medfield, and he doesn't have to do anything with this. Takes his time before picking it right up. Nice and easy.
Want to take a moment here to thank our crew tonight, Tom and Nick, working the cameras, getting the live stream going, and it's their work that makes it possible for us to bring these games to you live here on WACA-TV. And the other names you usually hear, Connor, Allison, they've got the night off. They're actually not the night off. They're working another event, but we certainly appreciate all the help they give us during the season as well.
Yeah, is Rob doing another game right now?
Not tonight. I think there's some sort of a board meeting going on tonight.
Got it.
So here's an opportunity for Medfield. Shot on goal, and David just eats it up. Saw it all the way, fielded it like a ground ball, just, got the body in front.
Nope. Kept his gloves down. Now he's just laying there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're calling here. Is that a yellow card? Yeah. The yellow card made an appearance. I'm not sure who it was on.
Medfield guy mouthing off to the ref.
Okay, the yellow card goes against Medfield. What we're being told is he was
trash talk. Yeah, mouthing off a little bit.
Talking too much, talking back to the ref a bit too much. So the yellow card comes out. Not safe for work. NSFW. Okay. Hate to see that at the high school level, but there you have it. Okay, Ashland will take the opportunity to bring on some fresh legs as seeing Pinto and I believe Keegan Kelly going off.
That Max Deaver and Costa coming back in.
So yeah, it looks like Deaver's going to take the defensive position here on the near sideline. David boots it well into Medfield territory. They're not able to get it clean. Noah loses the battle for the header. And now Deaver plays that beautifully, taking that away from the Medfield defender. And Noah Ramsey with some great hustle, but not able to get there in time as the Hopedale keeper takes it away from him. So.
Deaver had some great footwork there. I mean, he didn't even move, and he just took it right away from the Medfield player, who actually kept running for a little bit afterwards.
Terrific body control by Deaver. Nice strip here.
Still got to spread out, though.
Yeah. Okay. And Oliver Wood directing Espino to kick it all the way back to David.
Keep doing this.
Okay, we're going to tick down. We're under 6 minutes to go in the game now. This pass a little too far for Deaver, and it goes out of bounds. Medfield having to hustle now. Quick throw in.
Good touch.
Able to get a foot on it, but broken up nicely by the Clockers.
Looks like Carlos got kicked right in the leg there, but he stays up. And now the lead pass. Oh, Ramsey may have gotten tripped there, but he's got an opportunity in the Medfield zone. Taken away by the Medfield defense. I thought Ramsey had been held there, yeah.
Is he going to put a shot on?
Yeah, maybe get a cross in.
Oh, Deaver looked like he took the body instead of the ball on that play.
No call, and it's still Medfield's ball.
Okay. The throw-in goes to Medfield here as we tick down to about 5 minutes to go in the game. This ball trickles its way all the way down, and now an opportunity for Medfield.
Oh, good play by Oliver Wood to save that. Oh, and Ashland is
still bunched up.
They were right in front of each other.
Deaver had time and didn't realize it. He just forced a pass there. Clockers seem to be a little bit winded. They're, again, discombobulated is the best word I can come up with right now. They're just scrambling a little bit, and they really need to take a breath, get things under control. If they have to punch it out of bounds to catch that breath, then they should do it.
Oh, great lead pass. Is he going for Tyler Robinson down that far sideline? Haven't seen him too much tonight.
That number 14, I believe that is Tyler. I'm not used to seeing him on the far side either. I've been seeing him on the near side.
I believe he is a lefty, though, so...
A fair number of lefties on this team. And just as I had mentioned, the team was looking a bit winded.
Fresh legs.
Yeah. Coach Tiago is bringing in, looks like 4 fresh players.
Yeah, once again, really tough to see the numbers, so I can't recognize who just came in.
Okay, under 4 minutes now to go in the second half. Clockers are really, pushing up here. The defense is up at the midfield at this point. Just trying to keep the pressure on Medfield. Espino again steps up nicely. Feeding
finds
to
Eza.
Oh, Eza had Silva on the far
Great idea.
side. He knew he had him.
Yeah, it was a good defensive play by Medfield to stop that through pass.
Espino to Silva. Silva can't get past the first man. Nice spin move by Sagat. There's a long shot. And another field goal for Sagat. 3 points for him. Doesn't count for anything for the Clockers.
If this was the other kind of football, he'd be the leading scorer.
So Medfield kicks it all the way to midfield, settled here by the Clockers, and they'll just push it right back. It looks like David Eza is down there, number 3. As again, Medfield forced to just push out of bounds. It looks like Eza may have taken a shot in the upper body. Slow to get up. Good sportsmanship from a Medfield player, helping him up. Yeah, I think Eza's going to be coming off, get tended to by coach and Amy Mendoza as well.
Late in the game, it's a tough hit to take.
Okay, clock is stopped with 2:54 to go.
Steak burrito with guacamole.
Okay, ball's back in play. Midfield's making its way down the far sideline. Oliver Wood back there for the Clockers.
Once again, going stride for stride with Medfield.
Okay. Ball's kept in. Midfield still has it on the far sideline, trying to make it toward the middle. Blocked off by the Clockers. Oliver Wood pushes it up to Louise and then finally booted back over the 50, back over midfield.
And there was no one near it.
Nope.
Doesn't need to be, though. I mean, about 2.5 minutes to go. Ashland looks like they're starting to use more of a prevent kind of defense.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have their mind on the clock and just trying to run off as much time as possible. A lot of spin on that ball, and the Clockers unable to get control. A good opportunity pushing ahead by Medfield, and the Clockers satisfied to just punch it out of bounds as the scoreboard's about to hit 2 minutes to go. So again, of course, time will be kept on the field, and we just ask you at home to do your best estimate for the final 2 minutes plus any bonus time that's been tacked on here at the end. Medfield with the throw-in, running out of time. They're down 2-1 to the Clockers late in the second half. bit of a misplay by the Clocker defense, but they get away with it. Ball comes out. Should be satisfied to just push this thing deep into the Medfield zone.
Kicked it a little too far ahead there, and Medfield takes over. Pushing it down that far sideline, but Oliver Wood is right there, and it goes out of bounds. Ashland's ball. Ashland probably pretty content to just take their time on this one. Yep, as you can see, he's just walking down. Medfield telling him to hurry up, and no need.
Okay, throw in goes back to Oliver Wood. Wood having a little trouble controlling that one. It's up in the air. Clockers are happy to just send that one out of bounds up by midfield.
Keep doing that.
Yeah, it'll be a Medfield throw in here.
Yep.
Medfield trying to make something happen here on the far sideline.
A little back and forth action.
It's a long pass attempt headed away by the Clockers. Neither team able to establish control here as the ball goes back and forth between the two teams. And there's the call. A bit too aggressive. Medfield's play there and results in Clocker free kick here around the 25-30 yard. Let's see where they spot this one. Just a reminder, folks, Clockers boys soccer next game Thursday night back here at Walker Field taking on Bellingham.
Yeah, we'll see you guys again for that one. It's going to be
part of a week's worth of action.
Yeah.
Sports action here on WACA-TV tomorrow night. Rob Silver and I, girls, are you doing volleyball tomorrow night?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Rob and I know I'm doing it. I think it's with Rob Silver, our old friend, and looking for this will be my first girls volleyball game of the season. Not the first on WACA, but the first one that I do this season, and looking forward to it. Although the girls have lost a fair number of seniors, they're still a very competitive team. Sneha Yadav leading the way there, one of the captains. Might want to stop talking about volleyball. There's some action in front of the net.
I was going to provide some insight, but it doesn't really seem like it's a good time.
Sure. So, crisis averted, but not out of the woods yet here as Medfield will have a corner kick late here in the second half. Here's the shot. It's on the ground, broken up nicely. We got a whistle. That ball was, I guess, went over the goal line. That's what they're going to call.
Oh, that could be a big call there.
Another corner kick attempt.
79th minute.
High this time. Headed twice, but bounces out. And there's the whistle.
And Ashland gets the win there.
Medfield number 19 there, Christopher Hoffman, not able to control it in time to get the shot off before the final whistle blew. So congratulations to the Ashland Clockers on their second win of the season. They take tonight's matchup against Medfield 2-1.
Yeah, it was a great game, and like I was hoping that they would. They really tightened up on defense in that second half. Still let a few opportunities slip by, but for the most part, obviously didn't allow a goal. Didn't score one, but they didn't need to. Came out with a 2-1 victory. Next time they're just going to need to probably work on just spreading out more. They kept getting bunched up. It led to some miscommunications, a couple turnovers because of it.
Absolutely right, Jason. Just a reminder, programming notes, folks. Tomorrow night it is Rob Silver and I on the call live on WACA-TV. Girls volleyball tips off at 6:30 against Bellingham. And then Thursday night we're back here at Walker Field. Chase and I on the call as the boys soccer team takes on Bellingham as well.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Okay. So for Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching. Again, the final here tonight at Walker Field, the Ashland Clockers 2, the Medfield Warriors 1. You've been watching Ashland High School Sports on WACA-TV.